Today's episode is Showdown with Rance McGrew. We're starting out here with just a fun one. This one doesn't really have any political message, but it's just overall a very entertaining type watch. It's not scary, and not really even that thought-provoking. It's mostly just comedic, but no one ever talks about Showdown with Rance McGrew, and I'm not sure why, because it's okay. The plot in general concerns this phony, in Rod Serling's own words, this phony, baloney, cowboy western type actor who he goes to an old western town as a set for his TV show, wherein he just does these real impressive feats. He's like Matt Dillon or Cartwrights or whatever, the same genre as Gunsmoker, Bonanza, or Big Valley, or Rifleman, or those old TV westerns. And but then he's transported back in time to the real Old West, and then Jesse James comes in. And what's really funny is he can't roll a cigarette, he can't crack open a bottle of liquor on the counter, he can't really do anything, he's incompetent in the real Old West. And then Jesse James says, time for a showdown, and Rance McGrew has to admit that he's not as sharp with the gun as he appears on the screen. And Jesse James also says that it's a stereotype that he's evil, and that all the other typical Old West outlaws are evil, and overall it's just it's a really brilliant deconstruction of the Western genre. You can definitely see Rod Serling's contempt for contemporary TV there. He grew up when he started making Twilight Zone, when Westerns were a dime a dozen. There was one everywhere, so they got tiresome after a while. Which isn't to say that when the Twilight Zone crosses over with Westerns, it's not good. Twilight Zone absolutely takes a boring old genre and revitalizes it. Like Dust is good, 100 Yards Over the Rim, that one's incredible. And Mr. Garrity in the Graves is real good. Not The Grave. We'll get to that one in the worst Twilight Zone episode list, but Mr. Garrity in the Graves is good. There are lots of experimental episodes that cross over with the Western. There's Mr. Denton on Doomsday. Can't forget about that one. That one's also good. But I'd say my favorite Western one's got to be Showdown with Rance McGrew. The acting really comes through here, and it gives us just this brilliant peek into what it was like back then to star in a cheesy, overblown Western, because it was made at that time, so it's more accurate than any documentary on the subject, I think. And overall, just a very fun, entertaining watch. No one dies. No one. It's not that depressing. Even it's mostly just a fun ride. But it's on the top 10 list because I think it's a pretty good criticism of how they were just rolling out shows left and right, and none of them were that good. And in terms of Westerns, I hate Westerns. I think they're boring. Unless it's like The Lone Ranger or something. But as far as Westerns go, I find them pretty boring. But Twilight Zone is a lot better than your average Western, which is why Showdown with Rance McGrew definitely stands as one of the funnest type comedy episodes in the whole 150 episode lineup. So And again, what really carries this one is all the sequences, and the transformation of Jesse James from being fake Jesse James to being real Jesse James, and then at the end he shows up as Rance McGrew's agent, and he explains to Rance McGrew that from now on the stuff isn't going to be so easy, and he's going to have to pull off his own stunts. With the 9th Quentin Tarantino movie looming on the horizon, starring Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio as an actor and a stuntman, I think it's important to look at a time before Quentin Tarantino or Leonardo DiCaprio, both of whom were people who I hate. Just look at the genre when it was real fresh, and I mean it's a good critique of stunt work. You know, there's this montage before he travels back in time of like he's on the set of his TV show, and every time he has to do something even remotely challenging, like jump out of a window onto his horse or off of the bar, they call in the stuntman, and it just shows him like leaving, and then the stuntman coming in to do his stunts for him. It's just a very scathing, bitter, cynical expose of the kind of genre of TV that was on at that time. And for that, I think Showdown with Rance McGrew definitely deserves some commendations, as it's really just Rod Serling. He's taking all the ego out of the TV of that period. But yeah, I'd say this is probably the best Western one. 100 Yards Over the Rim is an okay time travel. It's also very good, but I just put Showdown with Rance McGrew on this list because barely ever gets talked about, and it's a fun one. And the other ones on this list are a little more serious, so I figured to start the list out at number 10, not number 1, but number 10, with just a lighthearted little voyage into Western land. But as for if you want an equally impactful one, I'd say Dust is equally impactful. Like that one's just very, very touching, interesting. As for night galleries that deal with the Old West, I wouldn't recommend Dr. Stringfellow's Rejuvenator, as that's a ripoff of Mr. Garrity and the Graves. The one that's really good is The Waiting Room. That one really creates a lot of good tension, atmosphere, and so on. Again, maybe Dust should be at this number 10 spot, but I just like Rance McGrew. And really, if that's what the Twilight Zone is all about, and everyone says it is, which is, to revolutionize TV, I think Rance McGrew deserves some commendations as to how it really was the beginning of an era when people began to question their entertainment. That kind of started with I Love Lucy with Vitamita Vegemin. But in Rance McGrew, it's full on. Rod Serling just doesn't stop. It just clobbers the Western genre completely. It obliterates it. So this is my thoughts on Rance McGrew. It's a really fun watch. Has a lot of atmosphere, and at the beginning Rance McGrew is all hotsy-totsy, and then by the end he's just a broken shell of a man. Not quite the agony we'll see in the upcoming entries, but still a very powerful performance on both ends. Him and Jesse James is great. So this is number 10 on the list of best Twilight Zone episodes. I'll be back in a bit with number 9. So stay tuned, and hopefully this is interesting.